Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is your ticker guy coming at you from wonderful Niceville, Florida. For 3 years now, you've heard me preach doom, gloom, and horror. All of the different terrible things that our government officials and the banksters have done. People dispossessed of their houses, 29.9% interest rates, secret deals made in the dark of night in the halls of Congress, payoffs to China and other creditors. The list goes on. You can go back and watch all those videos again if you would like. But today I come to you with a different message. I come to you with a message of hope. Oh, wait a minute. How do you get hope out of all the crazy things that have gone on? Well, I'll tell you how, ladies and gentlemen. It's 20 pages that came out of my laser printer this afternoon. 20, not 2,000, not 1,000, 20 pages. It's a bill. Senate 3733, House Resolution 5159, called the Safe Banking Act of 2010. The most important bill currently pending in the House and Senate today. And by the way, the same language, exact same 20 pages, has been introduced in both houses, which means it can be passed and sent to President Obama without any games for his signature. This bill takes all financial institutions and all banks and says if you are a bank, your balance sheet may not exceed 2% of GDP. That's about $280 billion. If you're a non-bank financial institution like an insurance company, you're allowed to grow to 3% of GDP. Because it's based on GDP, it automatically grows as our economy expands, as it should. But there are no loopholes. It forces all off-balance sheet exposures back onto the balance sheet, and until they can be brought on the balance sheet, the reasoning and the valuations and the methodology for each of those assets must be explained and exposed. And they count towards the 2%. Monstrosities like Wells Fargo with $1.7 trillion of off-balance sheet exposure, sorry, got to break it up. Wells Fargo can no longer be a humongous bank and broker company with $1.7 trillion worth of off-balance sheet exposure, plus all of their on-balance sheet exposure. Oh no. They must break up into institutions that are no larger than about $280 billion apiece. Same thing for Citigroup, same thing for JP Morgan, same thing for Bank of America. 280 billion bucks, folks, that's all. Pass this bill into law, make this law the land, and too big to fail disappears overnight. Instantaneously. It is all gone. And so are all the off-balance sheet games. Two things that I've ranted about for 3 years. This doesn't solve the derivatives problem. We'll have to take care of that later. But this is a bill, folks, 20 little pages that can, should, and must become law. It is now up to you. It is up to you to get on the phone to your senators and your representative. It is up to you to send emails. It is up to you to send faxes. It is up to you to be the biggest pain in the butt that the world has ever seen and to demand that this bill, untouched, unchanged, as it sits, no exceptions, no additions, no modifications, become law. Right here, right now, send it to President Obama's desk for a signature. Today. Or lose your job. That's your message to your congresspeople. If you won't do that, if you will not put a stop to the too big to fail problem with 20 pages of easily understood legislation, you deserve what's coming. You've been given a tool right here, the democratic process, a piece of legislation introduced, sitting on the House and the Senate today that will put a stop to it. Senate 3733, House Resolution 5159. Now it's up to you, the people of America. Make this video viral. Get it out to the blogosphere. Get it out on news medias. Get it everywhere. Get it on national television if you can. But more importantly, get through to your representatives and your senators and tell them to pass this or get packing, because November's coming. This is the solution to the too big to fail problem, folks. 20 pages of legislation. Just like Glass-Steagall was the solution in the 1930s to much of what ailed us. Yes, there's more work to do after this is passed. But we start here. I'm your ticker guy, and that's my view.